Aloha, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Kukuau Studio, our comedy show with MC Poppy. My name is Bub Pratt, and I'm the curator here at Kukuau Studio, and I am due for my biannual haircut from my mother. It's the only one she knows. I know, I'm recycling. All right. Well, dude, we're gonna get this bugger rolling. Somebody said, "Is it really starting at 6:30? Are you sure it's gonna start?" I'm like, "Yes, it's gonna start. I promise." There we go. So we are. We're starting right now. And please put your hands together for your MC for the evening, the fabulous, the delightful, the know-it-all bitch, MC Poppy.
Tonight, the fact that we're all here means that none of us got murdered, so way to go. This marks 1 year since we started doing this nonsense, and this is our 4th show. And during that year, I have managed to fuck up my life so many times. It's amazing, and it made me nostalgic. I started thinking about all the past shows we've done, and you know, I've made you guys laugh about shit that's not funny. Like my mother, Junkie Cody. My many, 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 many failed relationships. Everybody thought it was super hilarious that I'm a whore. And my anger issues. You know, I'm angry about all kinds of things, like my height, my mom, the dogs, the cops, traffic, people in general. That list goes on and on and on. But you know, my anger defines me. It is my essence. I'd probably die without it. One thing has remained constant throughout this year, and that is Bub's hairdo. He also has managed not to get his ass kicked for walking around with that ridiculous goofy smile on his face all the time either. And it's a relief, because let's give a round of applause to Bub. He's solid, and he lets us use this space for our shenanigans, so thank you, Bub. Anyway, let's get this show started. And the first comedian I'd like to introduce is Rae. Give Rae a round of applause. Oh, there we go. Hi, everybody. I'm Rae. How are you doing tonight? Woo! Yeah. Okay, good. Wow, what a response. If you're here tonight, you're cool and a little crazy. But if you want your coolness factor to be verified, come to the Monday Night Jazz Jam here at Kukuau Studios. You'll find your Kukuau Studio cool quotient. It's cool to cultivate an athletic body. But are we carrying a volleyball in our strong arms, or are we carrying it in our belly? Did you work those ad muscles, or did you eat your way to a team sports ball inserted into your gut? Remember the old cool? Driving fast in powerful cars? Eating fast food at drive-ins? Now that's crazy. The new cool is a global movement called slow foods. Anybody heard of it? Anybody a member? Oh, okay, well, I wrote a parody to the tune of Low Rider. So you've got to get the music going in your head too. too much fast food. Then they tried eating food that is less rude. Slow foodist eats a little slower. Slow foodist is closer to the grower. Take a little trip, visit all the farms we see. Take a little trip, sample food on bikes with me. No gas. What's with all the power washing at the public library? That's not cool. Rain or shine, early morning, obnoxious noise. I think they must be cleaning for the all-night homeless parties. You know what's cool about homelessness? Nothing. It's crazy, but there, oh, I can yell. There's a big difference between homeless people and street people. Homeless people just want to get back to a home, even if it's only a box, a shopping cart, or the psych ward when the Mercy insurance kicks back in again. Street people are modern gypsies. They do not like to be confined. Territorial, they own all the land, broken into camps. Our homes are in their camps. This is my camp. You go. So territorial. We find them menacing. They find us annoying. We're just in their way. Especially if we fight back. Like the bicycle thieves. Living down on the Wailuka River. Middle of the night, sirens, flashing lights. Everybody's up. The cops pulled up 59 stolen bicycles, had to get more vans. People in handcuffs being shoved in cars. A few days later, they're back in business. The business of taking what's owed to them in taxes for allowing us to live in their campsites. Modern Robin Hoods, that's what they are. Meanwhile, back at the library, street people have a favorite party game they play, around 3 or 4 in the morning. Starts out like this, goes like this. Rae Luscombe! I hate you! Oh, fuck you, I go now! No, don't leave me. I'm sorry. Come back. The cops show up and send them out on a field trip. Well, that always goes well. They walk down the street yelling at the top of their lungs, waking everybody up. They never tire of that game. No wonder they act insane. They're not getting enough sleep. Over on the mainland, people are already freezing their butts off. Maunder minimum. Blaming ourselves for an oncoming ice age? Ooh, we could take credit for pollution and ocean acidification, but solar flares? I wonder if the dinosaurs blamed themselves for the comet that wiped them out. Stop being racist. It's not cool. It's crazy. Instead, try being prettiest. If someone is too damn pretty, we should totally discriminate against them. Or handsome, or young. Don't even let them sit down. Refuse to give them service until they get old. Then be ageist and discriminate against them for being old. It's perfect. It used to be cool
to grow old. And you're silver wise, woman. Not anymore. Now it's a battle to keep your teeth, your hair, your eyesight, and your memory. Forget being wise, just try to keep your driver's license. Now I know what Gandalf meant. You shall not pass the driver's test. Well, how do you know when you're getting old? You can't see it in the mirror, you look the same. I still look pretty young. Well, just go to Ross Dress for Less. You know that place where you get lost in interior design. Oh, new pillows. New pillows. And you blissfully trance walk up to the counter. Miss 20-something millennial pulls out her megaphone, yells loudly, "Senior discount?" They like to shock you right out of a perfectly good fantasy state. Smack dab into old age. Don't worry about whether you're old. Other people will happily let you know. Here's a list of things women can use to pretend we're not old yet. Botox injections for perma-surprise eyes and Daffy Duck lips. Tattooed eyebrows are forever. Padded push-up bra, youthful cleavage, butt-lifting jeans, and the Shaper Mint, which is basically a modern-day corset. I have to do that once every time, forget which page. I didn't use this. Okay, the ad shows woman after woman in their unshapely glory, pulling one of these things up over all that hanging out business, then smiling as the Shaper Mint makes her look so smooth. Now, why am I getting these ads on YouTube? Is artificial intelligence watching me work on my computer thinking, she needs more smoothing? Let's tell her about Shaper Mint, like over and over and over. Okay. Is someone listening in? Whenever I hear ads about the great inventions of artificial intelligence, I only have to remember all my fights with spell checker to know that it's not ready yet. It's not beneficial. We'd be better off listening to the Geico geckos. They are taking over Hawaii and the world, one kitchen at a time. That's all from me. You guys are great. Thank you. Stay cool.
All right, Rae. She's hilarious. Next up, we have Larry the Stolen Cable Guy. Larry the Stolen Cable Guy. Here we go, all right.
All right, guys. Hold on for a second. Let me move this out of the way before I pull him out of here. I think we really gonna have a laugh, huh? All right. I am happy to be back here at Kukuau Studios. Oh, shoot.
God damn it, Larry. That wasn't part of the training.
Yes, Poppy, I do understand. I am having... Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You don't call me Larry the Stolen Cable Guy for nothing. I was going to take it home. That's part of my act. Just go along with it. All right, my name is Larry the Stolen Cable Guy, guys. Thank you for coming out here at Kukuau Studios. I just got back from Kona on September 27th with the rest of my friends that we do comedy. And, comedy crew!
So anyway, on the way going to Kona, I seen a lot of goats. And all of a sudden, the Filipinos start to meet out. Like, look at this goats over here. Hola, cook adobo tonight. Sare. You know? And I was amazed by this. I'm like, wow, goats out in the wild. And then I was looking for Steve Irwin, like, wait for it. No! Crikey, he got a hold of me, crikey. You know, I was waiting for that. And I was like, oh, shucks, I guess I came too late. But, who knew he would get stung by a damn stingray? Really? I had bets that he was going to get his head beaten up by a crocodile. You lied to me, Stevie. You lied to me. But anyway, that's part of my jokes, guys. How many of you guys are first-time Catholics? Oh, the room just came quiet. Oh, wow, it's just me. It's just me. Okay, it's just me. Being a first-time Catholic, I'm not judging no religion, okay, guys? None. I love all religion. But being a first-time Catholic for me was kind of weird. Because, you always gotta, kneel down and you fold your hands and you gotta pray. And for me, being a first-time Catholic was kind of weird because I hear this, Lord, hear our prayer. And I'm just in the back pew, alrighty then. You know what I mean? I was tripping. I'm like, damn, I don't have that in my church, shit. So, I went there and I seen lines. Now, may I remind you, I'm a Mexicana, not only Hawaiian Filipino, but I'm a Mexicana. And the Mexicana blood just been kicking because I seen the lines. I say, hey, boom. I stay right in the line. And then I see my other Mexican friends. I say, hey, Otele, Vato, aquí. Hey, Jose Caseco. Hey, come on to this line, hey. Why are we standing? I don't know, man. I don't know why we're standing in the line, but it's a line. They say, I don't know, man. We might freaking have a job. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm going to get killed by the Mexicans tonight when I leave this building. Oh, help me, Lord Jesus. Take the wheel, Lord. Take the wheel. But, so I just stand there, Everybody else is standing there, so shit, I didn't want to be left out. So I stand there too. And I'm looking at the other guy like, what's going on? What are we doing? Why are we standing in this long line? And he was like, oh, it's Holy Communion. I was like, oh, shit, Holy Communion. All right, cool. I came to the right place. Intermission. So I got there to the line, at the end of the line, and this lady said, stick out your tongue. And of course, you guys know me. All righty then. So I go, and she put like this thin wafer. It looks like a wafer or the vanilla cookie. But I got food. Because that bugger would taste like cardboard box. I'm like, I know that Catholics is rich. I mean, shit. Are they cutting corners here? I mean, come on. Jesus Christ. If you want me to join missions, you better give me a donut. Oh, no, wait, Nehemiah is in the house. He might eat it before me. So, love you, Nehemiah. I love you, guys. This is for fun. But anyway, I got to the second line, jumped to the second line. Hey, Jose Canseco, hey, Vato, we have a second line here. So, being all Mexican, I started, no, I do. I'm like, I wonder what they could serve on this one. So I got to the end of the freaking line, and this guy says, this is the blood of Christ. Guys, let me hear you say it. Alrighty then. Oh my God, we are in a Catholic church today, ain't we? Oh, so I got to the end of the line, and I took it. Took. Looked like I was a college frat boy. Choco. Go back to my seat. Go back, kneel down. And you know, alrighty, up and down, I've been going. And then all of a sudden, I'm looking at this guy that is next to me, and I said, oh, I feel kind of woozy. I go, what type of waitress juice is this? The brother looked at me, he told me, how many? You actually thought I usually came with your juice? I go, the bottle was purple, was in it not? He was like, brother, it's wine. I like, whoa, back it up, whoa. I go, wine. I go, nobody never tell me when I came here that you guys roll like this. I go, if I knew this, I would be here a long time ago and screwed up Pentecostal. You know what I mean? So, I felt woozy, dizzy. And I see the priest. I'm like, I wonder what this guy in a robe is going to be. I thought he would look like the KKK, because everything was going to be okay. But anyway, I seen him praying for all the 3 cups. So I was wondering, what the hell is he praying for? And then a shit would hit me. Oh, he's praying like this. Oh, please God, please don't let me get hepatitis C, or hepatitis D, or hepatitis B, or C, or F, or G, because I gotta drink all 3 cups. And then the Father, alrighty then. So I seen this priest, chow, just like a fat boy like me. Like, hey, he went to the same college as me, drinking or us, college. And then he comes behind the pulpit. I'm going to borrow this. I'm going to use this as a prop. Poppy always look for something that you can use for a prop. So, ta-da. Love you, Poppy. So he comes behind the pulpit. And he starts woozing back and forth. And he's saying, feel the power of Christ. Let him hear your prayers and hear your cries. And I was like, I got no problem about crying. I go, I don't have to talk to him. I go, I like this church because they sell waitress juice. That's part of me being a Catholic. Now, how many of you guys know what it's like to be broke? Oh, wait, let me count. Oh, only 2 of you? Really? Am I the only broke guy here in this room? Holy moly. All right. So, yes. Oh, I thought you was waving your hand because you were sure. Okay. They were saying, I gotta wrap it up. 10 minutes. Well, no, what? Oh, Poppy said I was good. I was good. I love Poppy. I love you. So, being broke, is not fun. I came home one day to my apartment, and a cockroach left a note. It says, buy more food. Talk about being broke, Jesus. And to make it more worse, the ants lines up and put food in my icebox. I'm like, shit, I'm really broke if the ants gotta support me. I gotta find me a job. You know what I'm saying? Being broke is not fun, guys. I remember in the hood, Nanakila. How many of you guys is from Nanakila? Not boys in the hood, but Nanakila hood. How many? None of oh jeez. 0, only me. And Nehemiah, there you go. 2 of us. But being broke, my dad used to send me outside and say, sit down on the porch and watch your friends ride bike. I was broke, yeah. I'm in the hood. I'm broke. So I sat there as a little boy, sitting there and watching my friends ride bike. And I look across the street. I found a bike. They don't call me Larry, it's only cable guy for nothing. So I go across the street and I get my friend's bike. And he's here this evening. We've been friends for like about 6 years, good friends, and I appreciate that he's having me do comedy. But anyway, I stole his bike. And I took it, well, I never steal. Okay, let's cross that out. Steal, borrow, who said borrow up there? Oh, so you from the hood? All right, the 3 of us from the hood. So yeah, the Hawaiian word today is borrow. So I would borrow my friend's bike at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I went for a joyride And to make it more worse, I stole his bike with freaking training wheels. Shit. My friend was like, dude, you can't ride a bike, you need your training wheels. I go, no man, that's the only one that I could borrow at that time. I go, so where are we going? We going cruising? We going cruising? So I ended up borrowing my friend's bike. That's how broke I was. Shit. How you like me now, pup? So, being broke, like I said, it sucks. But also being broke, I couldn't afford to get brand new slippers. This is when I found out that I was MacGyver. I told my friend, hey Dave, give me a duct tape, a barbie pin, a nail, and a staple. And he's like, Larry, what you gonna do? I go, watch. Slipper. No gotta buy. I just put them back on. Now let's ride. Let's go for a cruise. You know, that's about being broke. You know, is that in the hood we couldn't afford slippers. You know, frick, I was on welfare. Shit. But that reminds me, going back to welfare. How many of you guys remember the government cheese? How many? Oh, some of you guys remember that. Oh, yes, I thought I was the only one. Thank you, Jesus. But you know that government cheese is so hard like a brick that you gotta take a chainsaw and go, you know. I mean, really, it's hard. I almost broke my mouth as a kid, you know. I know. and that government pork that looks like elbow. I tell my dad, what are we having today? Elbow with cabbage? He's like, mijo. No, mijo. It is pork. I go, from a can? I go, what is that all that white stuff floating on the top, Daddy? Huh? Flato? He's like, that's the fat. That's where all the flavor comes from. I go, I don't know, Papa. I don't think we should supposed to be eating it. He's like, the government gave it, so it's safe. Whoa. My dad got me on that one real good. He got me real good on that. I like, okay. But yeah, remember that food there. Also, like, bags of rice and shit like that you get from the government, that it wasn't really, I'm having the sign from Puppy to wrap it up. So ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. My name is Larry, the Stolen Cable Guy. Thank you guys for coming out to Kukuau Studios, and have a great night, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, Larry. From Wainaku, by the way. Wainaku rats! Alright, next up we have Billy. Billy Hilarious.
What's up, everybody? Feel like you're all judging me from up there. You're gonna start throwing tomatoes at me and shit. Like, no, you guys wouldn't waste vegetables, right? Somebody today told me that I look like Hugh Jackman. Do you have an opinion? It's spot on. If he was eaten by Jack Black. And fuck Danny DeVito. Is it still spot on? And then I looked at this person in their eyes and I was like, thanks, Mom, thank you. Okay. Could have left it at happy birthday. That's fine. I'm Puerto Rican. Okay.
I don't get it.
You did get it. It's a U.S. Commonwealth now, so technically you guys did get it. It's a U.S. territory.
Thanks for the cookie, Brock.
What?
Thanks for the cookies.
Yeah, asshole. Thanks for the toilet paper or whatever. Bounty wipes, whatever Donald Trump gave us. I don't know what that was. I'm Puerto Rican, Portuguese, Native American, Middle Eastern, Italian, and Jewish. And if I was a woman, I would look exactly the same. I might have bigger tits, to be honest. It's tough being Puerto Rican and Jewish because I got money in the bank, but I also have bad credit. Like, I own a bank, but I'm also a janitor. Like, it's tough. Puerto Ricans are known for stabbing people, so I suggest you guys laugh at these jokes. Nah, I can't. I won't do that again. It's tough being Puerto Rican, man. Puerto Ricans, we roll our R's on every word, every single one. It's like rosemary, Toys R Us, Despacito. There's not even an R in Despacito. Just can't stand them. Puerto Ricans are very hairy people, as you can tell by looking at me. Very hairy. It's really bad. I have an uncle, and he's actually, just imagine like Chewbacca with some aviators on his face, like a gold chain around his neck, and a Dallas Cowboys jersey. I mean, not a popular team. I know they suck, but that's his team. And he's also Jewish, so he's like Chewbacca. I guess that makes me Han Solo. Yeah. I lost 2 pounds recently. Nobody? Lost 2 pounds. Are you laughing at me? I lost 2 pounds of cocaine, so now I'm pissed off. So I'm really mad. You guys like to masturbate?
No.
One person? I know the rest of you are a bunch of liars. Okay. I masturbate. I do. It's starting to get into my work, though. And it's really hard driving a bus. Like, it's really hard. I'm joking, I don't work there anymore. Roberts, Hawaii does not like that shit. They do not like that. No, I'm just on suspension. Yeah. Yeah. Tough. So the second time that I was stabbed, that's mean, was by my ex-girlfriend. Really? You have a very wrong view of what love is. My ex-girlfriend stabbed me because she caught me cheating at checkers, and yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I got a new girlfriend now. Anybody got a new girlfriend? Just a bunch of old ones, huh? Just a bunch of old ones. Used and abused, huh? Looking like a used car lot out here, huh? It still runs. It's got some miles on it, though. Let me tell you, it's got some miles on it. I got a Filipino girlfriend. Anybody know what that's like? Yeah. It is whatever he just said. Is that? Yeah. I'm worried about, because I want to take her to the mainland with me, and I'm really worried because she's like this little cute Filipino girl, and there's a lot of black guys in the mainland, and I'm just scared that I might fuck them, you know? I might fuck these black guys. They just have such cool culture. I just love black people so much. Just gotta fuck them. That's a joke. Because they would be fucking me. I went to Wisconsin for a month. No one cheers for Wisconsin in there. I feel like I would say anything and she'd cheer. Dead babies! Yeah! These are the ones you want to have sex with. They are pro-abortion. Right on. You. Okay. Good thing my girlfriend's not here tonight. No, it's not gonna happen. If you guys were black guys, then maybe. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I'm not into black guys. I like them white. No, anyways, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. What was I talking about? Before dead babies. Filipino, I made the black joke. I went to Wisconsin, thank you. I trust you when it comes to Jeopardy. All of y'all are just a little too stoned for Jeopardy. Just a little bit. I went to Wisconsin and I was going to start my life out there, and then I realized that Wisconsin is the Alabama of the North. And I'm lactose intolerant, so there's no point in being there, really. There's no point. I'm actually Jewish. I said I was Jewish earlier. I know I don't look it, but I am Jewish. I'm actually 25% Jewish. I did the 23andMe. Anybody did that? Yeah, I did the 23andMe. I'm 25% Jewish, 75% circumcised. So that's my dilemma. I got a weird sex life, actually. I had a good buddy of mine came up to me and he's like, "Hey, dude, would you like to have a threesome with you, me, and my girlfriend?" And at first I was kind of like, I don't know about that. That's not really my kind of thing. He's like, "No, dude, think about it. Between you and me, that's like 12 inches, man." Like, damn, dude, you got a 9-inch cock? That's crazy. So she likes small penises and dead babies. So we're making progress. I have a Jewish dad. Anybody got a Jewish dad? Really? Just give me your fucking number at this point. Like, just give me your fucking number, and we'll fuck on the couch after the show. Like, it's just, god damn it. I like her, and I don't even know her. I got a Jewish dad, and he's actually a Jewish biker. Yeah. Isn't that, it's too, like, can you imagine? Jews aren't very rowdy. They're just like, I'm like confrontational. And then being a fucking biker, yeah. Gonna get some falafel, you know what I mean? Like, come on. I like my hummus and pita bread, all right? That's what I'm talking about, you know? It's just a really weird combo. And so my dad's a Jewish biker, and there's rules to being a Jewish biker. One of those rules is you do not call your motorcycle a hog, because it's not kosher. Not not kosher. My dad was a real rebel. He never had a helmet on his head when he was riding. He had a yarmulke with a spike sticking out the top. You know what I'm saying? He was part of a very popular Jewish biker club. They called themselves Hale's Angels. Of course, the Nazi biker gang called us kikes on bikes. Whoa, it's my N-word. Turns out it means circle, so yeah. It's not even offensive, really. You can say it, I don't know. We'll get offended, I guess. I went to a Latter-day Saints congregation. Everybody, you ever been there before? Anybody? Was that the devil? Back there? I went to the Latter-day Saints congregation and I found out that they're very horny people there. They're so horny they gotta separate the men from the women. And the women are shouting, "More men! More men! More men!" Dudes are like, "Bring him in! Bring him in! Bring him in!" Bless the Lord. What else religion can I insult? Yeah. I actually met Christian bikers. Anybody here Christian tonight? That doesn't. Okay. The same guy who's also the devil is. I met a Christian biker club and they're really rowdy, but like you can't. I just don't see why religion and bikers they shouldn't go in the same place because bikers are rowdy. Like how are you gonna be a Christian biker? How are you gonna be like, hey, my fellow brothers, we all believe in Jesus Christ, and if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, fuck you. Like how are you gonna do that? How are you gonna be tough? All right, Christians. What do you care? You took over the world. Let's see. That's really fucking annoying. Not because it's during my set, but because that ringtone sucks. I hate that ringtone. That's the ringtone they give you. That's from the factory. That's not even your personal ringtone. Like, anybody who has that ringtone has no personality at all. You gotta I'm sorry, but the guy you're sitting next to looks like Bruno Mars. Like he's got a shit ton of personality. So hopefully it'll rub off on you. So let's talk about some good, clean stuff. Good, church, not offending anybody. So when you fuck a dead body, could you consider it cracking open a cold one? Ooh, is that where I got you? That's where I got you. Is that the line? Is the fucking the dead body part? All right, we'll go a little less off that. So mass shootings. Mass shootings are a lot like my failed relationships. They happen because of some crazy white guy. Well, did that touch too close to home on some people here? Oh, God. Anybody here got kids? The abortion lady, really? You got kids? One slips through. I don't know if I can trust you now. We were building such a chemistry and then you just fucked it up. But we can still hang out, I guess. I got a son. Anybody got a son? Yeah. You don't sound very happy about that. This guy, he sounds he's happy. I got a kid. My son's on the toilet. What? It's on the toilet? Piss on the toilet. Are you talking about your fantasies with me right now? I got a son, and my mom told me that if my son pees on me, it means that he loves me. Yes? Who said yes? You said yes?
Hey, at least once.
At least once?
At least once.
I didn't know what that meant, so... But I figured I'd show my dad some love. And now I can't go back to the cemetery. He's not dead, he just hangs out. That's just his spot. You can't get an Airbnb. Actually, I did meet a homeless guy who asked me if he was my dad. And I just told him, I don't know, because you were never around. And the cats and the cradle and the silver spoon. Everybody! Little boy blue, the man. You guys are the worst hippies. That's a hippie song. There we go, thank you. Yeah, that's a good song. It makes me cry every time I hear it. Which is every day, because it's my ringtone, okay? But also no one calls me, so I don't hear it very much. Anybody here single tonight? Okay. I remember when I was single, it was great. I was just dating anybody, and I was dating this Native American girl for a little bit of time, and it was a pretty good relationship. So I told my mom I was dating a Native American girl, and Mom's like, "Ooh, Billy, haven't those people suffered enough?" I'm like, "Mom, why do you gotta say that in front of her? It's Thanksgiving!" Like, yeah. Love my mom though, kinda. It's weird. It's really weird. We have a weird relationship. It's just my mom talks shit to me all the time. That's all it is. Anybody ever been out of the country? Anybody been to Thailand? Okay, cool. All right. I went to Thailand for a little bit, and it was an interesting experience. Now, you gotta understand, this is the very first country I've ever been to in my entire life. So I grew up with a lot of, like, scared of the foreign world kind of stuff. And I didn't go there for, like, obvious reasons. I went there to have sex with hookers. That's why I went there. You know, I used to think guys who go to massage parlors were losers, but after the 5th time, that shit stops, like, fast. But after I was done with that, I was on the side of this road, and I heard this truck pulling up next to me, and it's got these speakers on it, and it's coming up next to me. And I got this military backpack, like I don't look like I belong anywhere in Asia at all. And I'm standing on the side of the road, and I just hear, "So what do you mind? Something dong ding tai." And I'm thinking, holy shit, this is some propaganda. This is really bad, and I don't belong in this country. And it gets closer and closer and closer and louder and louder. "So what do you mind? Sound don't ting dong tai." I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna die. And then I turn around and I look at this dude, and it's a guy selling potatoes. Like, it's just a dude selling potatoes. It's like, potatoes, potatoes for sale, potatoes. So I ended up buying some potatoes, and I don't even fucking like potatoes. I was just terrified. I'm gonna end you guys off on a good story. That one sucked. Anybody here ever been to a domestic violence class? The brown people. Hey, I can say it. I'm kind of, I don't know what I am. I went to a domestic violence class because my ex-girlfriend beat the shit out of me. If you're laughing, you're part of the problem. I was at this domestic violence class, and it was full of, like, local brothers. And they get in there, and I'm sitting down. And one guy gets up, he's like, "Oh, none of you guys know about domestic violence. I punched my girlfriend in the face." I'm like, that's scary. Another guy goes up. He's like, "That's nothing, boy. I kick her down the stairs." They turn to me, and they're like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, call the police. And the cat's in the cradle. Please answer. Big dude gets up, biggest dude in the room, scariest guy in the room, had neck tattoos, had a BJ Penn t-shirt. Tap out, whatever. He gets up. None of you guys know about domestic violence. I'm the most domestically violent. I punch her in the face. I kick her down the stairs. Have sex whenever I like, with anybody I like. I don't care. I oof, goodbye, oof. I didn't know what oof meant. I didn't know what that meant. Apparently sex, apparently. Now, I was shocked that this guy was so crazy about this, because he's the instructor. And he just taught us how to be more domestically violent. It's like, Wada, let me tell you guys something. Anytime, cause. And then he would do this thing with his legs. And he would do this. What does this mean? Can somebody explain this thing? What does this mean? Oh, cause. Let me tell you something more. You fucker, what? I'll lick you right now, cause. What does this mean? Because if you go up too high, you're Wahoo, but if you keep it here, you're pretty intimidating. So, Bada, anytime you guys shoot somebody, you gotta run them over. Bada, because if you stay alive, it will be more illegal, cuz. More illegal. This is a domestic violence instructor quoted, more illegal if you stay alive. So I asked him on the side, I was like, damn dude, you know, I don't have the badassness that you have, and I want to be more like you. So I asked him on the side, I was like, hey man, like, how do you get laid? Like, how can I? He's like, Bada, you like get laid, huh? You like get plani punani. I give you great advice, cuz. Smoke ice, boo. That's what he tells me. Smoke ice, boo, is what he tells me. It's like, Bada, I don't know what you're gonna get, but you're gonna get plenty something. So I started smoking ice. And nobody has fucked me yet, so the only person who did was him. Hey, that's my time. You guys have been great.
That dude was hilarious. And that instructor, that's my ex-boyfriend. Plenty of places to go with that one. Survive. Okay, up next we have Ace. Come on, bring it on.
Thanks, Poppy. Let's give it up for Poppy. Mojito! Ay, 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 ay. He's awesome. Let's give it up for Billy. Billy Sherman, my nephew, my adopted nephew. Oh shit. I never go on after Billy. Never, ever go on after Billy. He's too good. The guy's so funny. He's so funny. I got him, that guy. And usually I have to be in the car, ready to jump in the car and take off, because he pisses everybody off. And usually by the end of his set, everyone wants to kill us. So, wow, that's actually really good. That was a great set. Thanks, Billy. That was fantastic. So say, yeah, be out of the car soon. God, how am I supposed to top that? Shit. And listen, I had some other thoughts as we had the other comedians up here, and Larry, the stolen cable guy. Ah, shit, man, great set. But it made me realize my happy childhood has been a real pain in the ass for my comedy career. Because great upbringing. I don't know what's going on. My parents worked very hard, did very well. I grew up in the mainland, and yeah, my parents worked their asses off their entire lives so I could be a lazy piece of shit. Listen, they wanted this for me. So I am living up to the promise of what they wanted for me. So I'm doing very well here. I actually have a family back in the mainland. I've got a wife over there, but we don't really get along. So that's why I'm over here. She's over there. It's fucking awesome. And Rae, thank you very much, Rae. Where's Rae? That was beautiful. Very nice set. I love it. You're very, very interesting, very imaginative, and beautiful presentation. You got great timing. It's been really interesting seeing you progress as a performer. And I thought about that girdle you were talking about. And I actually saw one today on the internet and tried to order one. I did. But they don't have my size. So fucking bitch. Yeah, laugh it up. No, I'm a 3XL, and they stopped making them at 2XL. I'm serious. I looked into this. So that really struck a nerve there, so that was great. So, yeah, here tonight at Kukuau Studios in Hale, Hawaii. It's fantastic. Bub and his fabulous venue we have here. It's fantastic. It's great. It's great to be here. I didn't know what kind of set we were supposed to do because oftentimes I'm here on the Sunday nights, which is family night, right? And there's usually a couple kids in the crowd, and we have to clean up our sets. And that's clean humor and family-friendly comedy is not something we do a lot of around here in Hilo, California, Hilo, Hawaii, because we have the open mic nights, right, Nehemiah? Nehemiah's over here, one of our local favorites. He's gonna be on here soon, but so I never know what I'm supposed to do. So I've got like an hour and a half of material, and about 5 minutes of it's clean that I can tell in front of a crowd. So I never know what I'm gonna do. So
Talk dirty to me.
I will. I'll talk to. Okay, fine. Listen, after Billy comes, Billy breaks in the crowd pretty good, and no, I retired, and I've been doing some traveling lately, and I really felt like an international traveler when I got a French blowjob from a Chinese hooker at a French massage parlor in Barcelona, Spain, that I flew to there in a Norwegian Airlines. So I arrived. Yeah. Now I was going to tell that joke a lot cleaner. But after all that, I guess I'm not going to have to. Jesus Christ. So anyhow, so I don't have to be clean. That opens it up a lot more because I can tell you more about my real life and what's really going on with me. Because I do have a wife back in the mainland, but we don't get along. We don't get along. She hates me. She hates sex. Yeah. Foreplay for us. Yeah, I know. I don't give her a lot to look at, but No, foreplay for us is 45 minutes of me begging. It doesn't make any sense because I'm only good for about 10 minutes. As I'm getting older, I can't do that kind of stuff. So, it's get it done quick or don't do it at all. But I tried to spice up our love life. I did. I tried to spice up our love life, and I suggested we have a threesome. I did, a threesome, right? It's a great idea. Except she told me I was so fat, it was already like having a threesome for her. Damn it. No. She actually said she was totally into the idea of having a threesome. She did. As long as I wasn't one of the three. Oh, I'm like, God damn it. She's all, why don't you just go to a prostitute and have some cold, lifeless sex? So I go, look, that's what I get here at home. I don't go to a prostitute. Fuck you. No, anyhow, so she called my bluff, and we went to a prostitute. We did. But God damn it, it's horrible. She wouldn't quit fat shaming me the whole time. So we're at the prostitute, we're trying to have some fun, and she wouldn't shut up about how fat I am. I know I'm fat. It's okay. I don't give a shit. But it finally got so bad, the prostitute told her to knock it off. And then made her sit in the car. It was epic. Yeah, she's in the car all pissed off, and I'm there finishing up. It was fucking fun. No, that's a lie. That never happened. Yeah, I don't have a wife. No, no fucking way. I've been divorced twice, and both times the women ran screaming for their lives, like, fuck this shit, you crazy bastard. No, I don't know what it is. I'm a level 40 Pokemon Go Pokemon trainer. Anybody else play Pokemon Go? I'm very proud of this fact. I play a lot of Pokemon Go. I am. Listen, when I die, they're going to put on my gravestone, it's going to say, and I've actually put this in my will, so it has to happen. It says, level Pokemon Go trainer. Spirit animal is a Dragonite. It's a Pokemon Go character. Martial artist, comedian, father, son, husband. It's a husband we last. So that's actually going to put on my headstone. You know, I like playing Pokemon Go. I'm actually in a couple of board of directors. I'm a director in a couple of companies, you know, because I am a middle-aged white guy, and that's what we do. And actually what I do is I play Pokemon Go underneath the table. And they all think I'm shooting off texts on these important meetings and stuff we're having, and fuck no, Pokemon Go. So anyhow, my wife thinks I'm very immature, or my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. Can you believe that? She says, I'm emotionally immature. She does all this Pokemon Go. Well, she's just a big meanie, and girls are icky, so fuck it. She may have a point, I gotta admit. So no, I don't know what to do. See, the problem is I don't have any game. I spent many years in long monogamous relationships, so I know what to do. I don't know how to talk to women. Now, what do you say, you know? You say, what do you say? Are you hungry? You want to go get something to eat? Are you thirsty? You want to go get something to drink or something? You know? You want to go back to my place and play some video games? I don't know what to do. See, that's the problem. I ask way too many grown women to come back to my place to play video games, and I guess that's not the sexy thing to do. I guess the new thing to do is go, let's go watch Netflix and chill. Let's go do that, right? Well, I'm too old, man. Netflix and chill is I'm going to go watch TV and take a nap. And I guess that's not what they're talking about. What the hell? What are they talking about? Man, I'm getting old. I just celebrated my 55th birthday. 55. Anybody? For 55? Anyone want to clap? Don't clap. 55 is not a great birthday to clap at, so no, it's hard at my age to get compliments, you know? To tell people I'm 55 and they kind of go, okay. So you know what I do? You know what I do? I tell people I'm 75. I do. And listen, I look great for 75. You gotta admit it. Fuck yeah, man, look at him. 75 years old, he can still walk and talk and, you know, take care of himself. Listen, guys, I got a lot of pressure up here tonight because if I don't make sense and I'm not funny, my kids are going to put me in a home. They are. The first sign of not making any sense, an old Ace is going to be carried away. Hey, come on, I'm okay. No, it's okay. No, we keep, I go back and forth to the California and Hawaii. It's just a perfect balance because over here in Hawaii, I'm a minority. And you get to feel what it's like to be a minority. And I go back to California and, okay, I'm a majority again, I'm going to be a dickhead again. So I come here and I have to behave myself. And usually, hanging out with my nephew, we get all kinds of trouble, we get chased around, and it's been a great time. It's actually been a great time being a comedian. And I did spend 30 years being a banker, and I really hated my job, and all I ever did was run off and get high and play hooky, and, you know, I fucking hated it, man. And if I had my life to live over again, I would have started doing comedy 30 years ago. But at 53, I started my comedy career, and the Kukuau studio has been a key part of that career. And really, these seminars we've gone to have really been fun and very helpful, because when you sit around and you talk about what you're doing, and you feel, you know, you try to get your soul and your personality come out, your humor, your comedy. And it's really enlightening. It's actually really good for like psychology or psychoanalysis. It's much cheaper than paying for it, and it's been great. I really appreciate that part of it. And you guys have been a great crowd, and I really enjoyed this, and I'm going to hand the microphone back to Poppy. My name is Ace, thank you very much.
Motherfuckers. Yeah, smoke ice, whatever you want to do. Just be cool, you know, don't get Bub in trouble. Watch out for the cops. If the fucking cops come, you guys run. You know, about 15 minutes. Get you go pee, smoke your weed, whatnot, whatever you guys want to do. And then come back because, oh my fucking god. I was all over. Oh my god. I was all, it's gonna be so fucking funny. Who's got weed?
Our butts are hard. Our butts are cold. Our butts are hard. Yeah, you guys.
it back rolling up here.
Whatever amount.
You got like 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
Again, I wanted to thank everybody for coming out to Kukuau Studio for a big, beautiful comedy night. We do these on first Saturdays, quarterly. My name is Bug Pratt, and that's short for Bubblicious, Aloysius, Josephine Love Juice. My students call me Mr. Love Juice. That's a bad joke. Yeah, cool. Make some. Yeah, get it down there. Yeah, go ahead. Great range. Yeah. Yeah, Kukuau Studio, home of the Sunday night family time open mic. Every Sunday we do an open mic called Family Time with Reality Rand. She's the host. Then Monday nights we do the Jazz Jam. Is there anybody here that hasn't been to the Jazz Jam yet? Cool. Yeah. And tonight, our lovely bartender is also our Jazz Jam bartender. Give it up for Brenda. She's super radical. You haven't had a chance yet to take care of the $10 at the door. It's no hurry. We'll catch you at the end of the night and stuff. And we're going to get this bugger cruising. We got a lot of cool comics coming up. Is everybody done smoking and stuff outside? Yeah? There's some people shooting up still? Okay. I can sing a song. No. That was a bad joke, too. Is that Yiddish? Cool. Well, again, thanks to y'all for coming out to Kukuau Studio. Oh yeah, we got Fantuzzi coming up this month on the 18th, a couple Saturdays from now. And we're going to be having, on the fourth Friday of this month, we're going to be having Isla Tumbao. Gosh, 6 or 7 piece salsa band. It's going to be super fun. We're going to have the dance floor wide open. People are dancing upstairs. People dancing. It's a dance fest. It's beautiful. All right, so we're going to get this comedy show rolling here. I was just kind of jibber-jabbering while we get all settled in. So why don't you guys please put your hands together for our lovely MC, my friend in crime, Papi Mojito. All
right, thank you guys. So, I'm not as refined as the other guys. I have to use notes because of the syphilis. I try, I really do, but it's winning the battle. So, I was talking to you guys about how I was nostalgic about this last year. 1 year ago, I was in love, and now I'm fearing for my life. But I learned a few things from this last relationship that I was in. Red flags. I learned about red flags, okay? And the number one red flag for me is when a man talks to me. If a man shows interest in me, he's a fucking psychopath. But it's not all bad. A couple of good things have come out of this. Like, I used to have a murder fantasy. I would just wish that somebody would fucking murder me. And I don't have that anymore. I want to live now. My ex-boyfriend gave me the will to live. So I'm surviving. Also, I lost weight. And I started this new weight loss program. It's called Terrified Fear for Your Life weight loss program. Basically, you cower in a fucking corner and you don't sleep and you don't eat. 1 part psycho boyfriend, 1 part anorexia, 1 part stress. I look amazing. Speaking of amazing, I made everybody laugh so much about my amazing vagina. You know, how it's like a collapsed star with this huge, immense gravitational pull. Turns out it only pulls in the psychos. Nevertheless, I haven't been roofied in the last year yet, still. I never have woken up in an alley with my pants around my ankles, and it's a huge blow to my self-esteem. Because I'm not good enough to be fucking roofied. If I have to roofie myself and just pray that I get lucky. And, but even though I am a dumb whore sometimes.
Okay.
Who doesn't love dumb whores? Come on. I don't do threesomes. They're boring, and I don't know what to do with my hands. So, but I'll go if somebody brings a good book and a bag of chips. Now, any fucking idiot can bring a bag of chips, but nobody ever brings the book, so I'm out. So, for the past year, I've told you guys about my rage. Everybody loves my goddamn rage, and I'm mad for several reasons, one of them being my height. When you're my size, people don't fucking take you seriously. So I have to yell and spit and swear for people to pay attention. And then they get all indignant and fucking mad, and apparently I'm the huge fucking bitch. And that makes me fucking mad. But what I lack in stature, I make up in rage. My rage adds like 2 fucking feet, and I am huge. Another reason I'm mad is because of my mother, Junkie Cody, and she's Junkie Cody because she's a drug addict. When I was a kid, growing up in my house, dinner was Frosted Flakes and a fight over the bowl. Now, if you lost that fight, you had to eat your cereal out of a cup or an ashtray. And those were the good times when I was a kid. One time my mom decided to clean up her act, stop doing drugs, and she became a vegetarian. She made fucking lentil burgers. That was the worst part of my fucking childhood. I just wanted her to do drugs again so I could have a Pepsi. And how about this motherfucking summer heat? I mean, I'm pretty sure summer's really done, but it's still gotten so hot. And it's definitely, I'm super ready for menopause and hell now. Like, really prepared. I have never smelled so bad in my life. And I have fucking smelled bad. I have smelled like cat piss on a Whopper with cheese, okay? So last summer, I had to stop using the hippy dippy hootie guru natural deodorant because it wasn't fucking doing the job. And I had to switch to the strong chemical dementia causing deodorant, which doesn't go well with that whole syphilis thing. This year I had to start using Lysol. It's really hard being a Mexican girl. I used to be a Mexican girl with white girl problems. You know, I had a mortgage and a lawn, and it was like, oh my God, the grass is getting long. Who's gonna mow the lawn? And you just want to kill yourself over the lawn. But now I'm a Mexican girl with Mexican girl problems. Crippling depression, anxiety, struggling to survive, and everybody always asks me to fucking clean their house. It's not easy being a short, stinky Mexican that nobody takes seriously. So, you know, the nostalgia thing, it reminded me of when I went to Vegas and I senselessly beat a hobo to death. Well, you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? And I thought that meant that anything goes. Sorry. Anyway, fucking bum. Tons of them. So, the holidays are coming up, right? The holidays. Are you guys ready? I've got a really good little tip for the holiday season, and I think that Martha Stewart should actually use this one, and I think I'm going to kind of invoke her for it. Start planning your suicide now. Get ahead that holiday rush. And remember, Put your dogs to sleep before you kill yourself. Merry fucking Christmas. Okay, I'm gonna end here. I'm gonna read you guys a little poem about, my relationships. It's called Falling in a Manhole. Falling in a manhole. I've done this before. Sometimes I'm a dumb whore. I know the hole is there. I know I'm supposed to beware. But then I just don't care. I'm not that self-aware. I'm not so sure how I'm going to fare. Most likely in a pit of despair with no underwear. All right, you guys, thank you very much. And next up, we have Eva. Oh, okay. I'm slightly taller than the previous performers. Slightly. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. I'm fine. No, I'm not okay, bub. I am a school teacher, and this is the first day of fall break, and I'm fucked up. Okay? It's been a really rough first quarter. I teach high school. So, this is what you're getting tonight, people. Normally, I have some cute little fucking outfit. Fuck that. Sorry. It's almost Halloween. I'll dress up as a slut then. Okay, it'll be fine. But yeah, I'm exhausted. But that's okay. I think working with teens helps me feel better about myself because they're always exhausted, super hungry, and obsessed with their own sex lives, just like me. This is a new experience. I drank a few beers before coming on. Never did that before. So, buckle up, buttercup. Luckily, I didn't get dosed with LSD or Molly. That might have been more fun, though. I've got some kind of identity crisis going on. People are always saying, be yourself, follow your heart. And I'm like, which one? Do I just be the rage monster scratching people's eyes out left and right? Nymphomaniac? I don't know. Or just sleep all day long. It's hard to be true to yourself when you're basically schizophrenic. Hard. Yeah. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But people always wonder why I do what I do, how I can stand teenagers, How do you handle those bad boys? Should see my dating history. I'm good with the bad boys. Yeah, there's not that big a difference between alcoholics and teenagers. They're both like, I'm gonna play the piano. I'm like, mm-hmm. Both your alcoholic boyfriend and your teenage student talk about when they're famous. I'm like, yeah, nice. But I'm especially exhausted because I've been fighting people on Facebook. Facebook makes me so fucking angry. And I guess I'm a cyberbully because I will go after your shit. I will. Especially, I get really mad with all these memes about, they didn't teach that in school. They taught it. You were fucking talking. You didn't hear. Asshole. So tired of it.
a kid came in, this kid, one of these I'm gonna be famous kids. And he's like, won't go to class, always just hanging around, complaining about shit. And I'm like, why are you, you seem smart enough, why don't you just get your act together and fucking take advantage of the most valuable gift America will ever give you, of free public education? And he was like, well, I don't know how valuable it is. I mean, nobody's taught me to do my taxes yet. I said, dumbass, there's an app for that. Download it and answer the questions. Boom, your taxes are done. Shut the fuck up. God damn it. So tired of this. Like, really? Nobody knows how to do their taxes. We're all adults. We survived. We're not dead yet. Jesus Christ. We will also not be teaching cursive, because nobody can read that shit. Teenagers see my writing and they're like, wow, that's so pretty. What does it say? I'm the art teacher. I teach drawing and painting, but I teach a whole lot of other shit too. Like life skills, So, won't be teaching check writing though. I get pissed off enough when I'm standing in line and some old lady whips out a checkbook. Like I'm gonna teach young people to do that? You're crazy. Fuck no. I haven't balanced my checkbook in years. I don't know about you. Stupid. Well, I think teaching is why I'm doing stand-up. Teaching is actually a gateway drug to stand-up comedy. You basically face a hostile audience every day, and you just want to kill. No, I love them. The teenagers are sweet, wonderful. They make me feel, like the fact that I can't remember anything is normal. All I think about is food and dick. They just draw photos all over my table. So I'm like, yeah. Like what you call that, a photo? That's like a Vienna sausage with 2 marbles. Is that what yours looks like? Jesus Christ. Although after I complained, I got some really good, big veins. Thank you. Don't bring that weak shit to the art class. Oh, the 3 lines. No, we want shading, details. What do you think I am? Jesus. I don't know, this Me Too movement is not working. I think men are still fucking assholes. I think I've been sexually harassed and badgered more in the last 2 years than I have my whole fucking life. I don't know what the fuck. Oh, yeah. I'm not fucking you later. Like I care that you think I'm hot. I looked in the mirror. This is not a surprise. It's another thing I have in common with the teenagers. Dating hell. I have this sweet kid, amazing artist, super talented, beautiful, amazing, right? As an adult, you look at them and you're like, shit, I wish I had that much potential. Kid comes in like this. I'm like, oh shit, what's wrong? He's like, miss. Because it doesn't matter. You can tell them your name 1,000,000 times, you're still just miss. It's like, miss. They keep calling me a slut. It's like, girl, welcome to my world. I call that being cute. Fist bump. She brightened right up. I felt better immediately. I don't know, but seriously, there's been all of this awareness, and men are still mixing up consent with convince. You know? You're like, oh, thanks so much. I really appreciate the offer. You're a nice guy, but don't want to bang you. Let's be friends. Woo, high five. And they're just like doubling down. And they're like, what? I didn't try hard enough. So I think it's really funny the things that men use after you've already said no, that they're gonna try to now convince you. They're like, but I have such an amazing dick. It's like, my friend, I am 46 years old. I've seen a lot of dick. And there's nothing that can overcome your personality. And then I love the one where you're like, no, thank you, yeah, no thanks, it's all cool. And they keep groping, and you're like, you're doing this thing, pushing them off, and they're like, but you're so beautiful. Oh, okay, sorry, that completely changed everything. Thank you, God, somebody told me you're beautiful, oh God. All right, let me suck your dick, hang on. Here we go. That's all I needed to hear. Jackass. Fuck. I think for the men, if you've ever been there where you've confused consent and convince, just think of it like this. If you're working at McDonald's and an attractive woman goes through the drive-thru and she orders her burger with no mayo. Right? Guys these days are like, what? But the mayo is amazing. I know you want mayo. I'm like, no, thank you. No mayo, please. Thank you very much. Just take my order. And the guy's like, but I'll give you free fries. Just have the mayo. Have some free fries. Just take the mayo. No, really. I'm good. No offense, but I just don't like mayo. Right? Oh, you were cute when you pulled up to this drive-thru window, but now I see you're a huge bitch. See how it makes sense when you talk about your order? You would never do that to a customer, so don't do it to the ladies, all right? She says no mayo, just don't give her any mayo. Let's see. Yeah, I've got the dementia. Not enough D in my life. I got a blood test, and I was in amazing health, but I had low D, which is a real surprise, because I'm kind of a whore. No, seriously, I opened myself up to love. I took a major step towards finding that special person just for me. I got divorced. No, divorce is amazing, really. If you've never been married, you need to get married, because divorce, woo! The divorce roller coaster is the fucking best, 1 minute you're like high as a kite, having an amazing time, and the next minute you're hugging the toilet bowl and regretting your entire life, But I think one thing I think has been great about the last 5 years of ridiculous dating, that nobody should be subjected to at my age, is at least, this is one way, and you from Hawaii know, one way to fight racism, right, which is stupid and we're over it, is to just fuck everybody, right? Yeah, we gotta fuck the rainbow. This is our mission, and I have been taking it seriously. Right? I'm trying to unite the island with my vagina. You may think that you are enemies now, but you will be Eskimo cousins soon. You know, Eskimo cousins, you bang the same person. Love that, love that. So, as a little, I will end like Poppy with a poem. I just wanted to share my amazing feats of diversive banging and all the things, the ABCs of all the men I've banged before. All right, here we go. I asked an Asian, he said yes. I banged a lad from Bangladesh. I copulated with a cop and did a dude from Denmark. And happy endings with an Egyptian. And I fornicated with a Filipino fisherman. That made my pussy smell like squid. I got busy with a Guatemalan gentleman. I humped a half Hawaiian, the other half doesn't count. I got into bed with an Indian, dot, not feather. I jumped John, James, and a nameless Jamaican. I kissed a kid from Kiribati, made love to a Liberian, and mauled many men from Moscow. Woo, Russian Navy. That was for you, Pops. I nailed a Nigerian. I oofed an Oregonian. I pumped a Persian. He was not a prince. Had a quickie in Quebec. Did some rutting with a vet. So much awesome sole sex. Took a Trump supporter to bed. Ugly times, messed up my head. Shared my vagina with a Venezuelan and went to town on a wacko from Waco. Got excited with an expat, yelled bloody murder with a younger cat. And teachers know Z names are bad news, so I sidestepped Zach and Xander despite their zeal. Now you know my history, won't you fuck the rainbow with me?
Right, thank you, Eva. There really was the Russian Navy when I was a teenager. It was like a dream come true. There's a boatload of like 220-year-old flicking Russian guys. It was the best. Nostalgic. All right, I believe our next performer is Nehemiah. Woo!
Watching Eva try to jerk the microphone off, I learned how to take the damn microphone out. I did not plan on matching clothes with her either. What the fuck? Imagine my surprise. I didn't know she was a teacher. I thought she was a librarian. Shit. Fucking Larry. You had to tell the time. That's a true story. That fucker stole my bike with the training wheels on it. No, it wasn't when we were adults. No, he's an idiot. It's when we were fucking 6. He was 6, I was 5 years old.
Okay.
This fucker. He stole the bike, convinced me that it was some other dude, and watched me beat the guy up. Then I found out it's him, and he wouldn't come out of his house, so I'm riding that bike. Larry, come out and play. And I got the bell on it, so it's a ring, 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 ring.
Dude, we've been friends ever since. He bought me some Manapua, and that's the only reason I was looking at your chest, Eva. It said, "We are Manapua" on it, and I was like, what the fuck? Where's the... She fucking said Manapua. Where the hell is it? There's no truck outside. What the hell? It pissed me off. I'm the food guy, by the way. Yes, this is a picture of me with a sign. All right, somebody talked about homelessness. Some lady thought I was insensitive to homeless people and people that are starving. And I was like, wait, hold the fuck on. That's me. Do I look like I'm starving? No. The sign worked then. This is more of a tutorial for homelessness. If you joke, people will give you food. So joke people off. No, I mean, right? That's the real lesson here. Oh my God. What the fuck did I witness tonight? Right? Holy, thank you, Jesus. She fucking almost ruined. So this is actually the album cover for the first comedy album I did. None of you were there. I mean, maybe a handful of us. We had more comedians. You were there? There was more comedians than people. Just like the show we did in Kona. My God. Here, oh, I'm the fucking headliner. Yeah, 13 fucking people showed up to the show. Really? Jesus. That's how you know, like, you only look like a famous person. I used to look like Fluffy. So I'm pretty happy that now I look like Hector from the Fast and Furious. Still Mexican, though. Still Mexican. And that's like a bad word in today's mainland, right? I don't know. I don't know why. I like Mexican food. Fuck, I like all. Who am I kidding? I like all food, damn it. That's all I can think about. Most people talk about sex. I think about food more than I think about sex. So, I'm not part of the Me Too movement because a donut cannot say #MeToo on there. I've only molested malasadas, lady. Like, what the hell are you talking about? I had no clue what you said. You was talking about McDonald's, and I'm like, she's talking about eating, right? Then I'm thinking, wait, that could be like a double entendre right there, the mayo. Like, that's what you were going for, right? I'm not giving nobody mayo, all right? Mayo is off everything. I'm not even bringing out the bottle of mayonnaise in the thing, all right? Jeez, you have turned me off of mayo, okay? I don't want it. That would have been hilarious if I came on stage with like a mayo, like dripping from. Like, Nehemiah, really? Don't you have some self-respect? No, I don't. I used to call myself the Hawaiian Rodney Dangerfield. I got no respect. I got none. No, man, most of my jokes is making fun of myself for being fat. For real. If anybody that heard me, they used to be like, dude, you used to weigh over 300 pounds. You're losing a lot of weight. Fucking lady asked me if I had cancer. I'm like, damn. She couldn't believe that I actually lost the weight. She immediately went to cancer, like, wow. That is like negative, lady. Like, why did you go in that direction? No, I do not have cancer. Unless you can get cancer from donuts, then I'm really fucked. Damn, cancer from donuts. It's like, no, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that. There was a comedian that said something about food falling on the ground, and I damn near cried. I was like, what about that food? She's like, it was a joke. You could have told me. All right? I'm the guy that gets mad at people in movies that just leave food on the table. What the fuck are you doing? Wait a minute. They just ordered that food and now they're standing up and leaving? Who the hell does that? It's wrong. Shame on Hollywood. Never mind that they mix up races. All right? So I'm starting to fucking branch out, right? And I got to talk to some Hollywood producers. Yeah, for real. These fuckers want me to play a Mexican. I'm like, really? There's tons of those guys. Like, and then they want to cast an Asian as a Hawaiian. I'm like, I'm Hawaiian. The fuck are you talking about? Why don't you just use me? They're like, no, nobody would buy that. So they're like, we need you to get a fake tattoo of an eye drop, like a teardrop right your eye. And a neck tattoo. I'm like, what the fuck? The only thing I could ever picture me tattooing on myself is a donut. Instead of a teardrop, it would be a cupcake. Like, really? That is not, like, people will see, that fucker's got a cupcake in his eye. I have killed a lot of cupcakes, is what I'm trying to say. A lot of cupcakes. I would be the mass murderer of pastries, the pastry X-Files is the pastry filer. Yes, I mean, it's true. I did want to be a pastry polygamist, but they wouldn't even let me marry one. It's not fair. You're supposed to be able to love who you want. She wants to taste the rainbow. Shit, I want to taste the donut rainbow then. Pink, chocolate, caramel, all of the donuts. They have donuts of everything now. I've seen it all. I went to Lanky's and they have bacon on donuts. Holy shit. My goodness. I can spend all day talking, but I won't. The last thing I want to leave you, since I see this chair right here, is I want our next president to be a little person. You know why? Because nobody can stay mad at a little person. Who the fuck is getting mad at a little person? That lights up my day when I see those guys. I would sign up to be Secret Service for a little person president. Like he's got a little person wife too, and little people kids. Like, this guy is not driving in a limo, he's driving in a freaking one of those toy cars that the kids, with a damn red flyer wagon attached to it, holding his family. Like, that would be fucking awesome. And I get to bring the stool out for him to stand on when he's talking on the podium. Wouldn't that be awesome? The Secret Service would be like the Lollipop Guild. We represent the Lollipop Guild. That would be awesome, dudes and dudettes. I don't want to offend anybody. What the hashtag me too? The only thing I would hashtag me too is I ate at that restaurant. Me too. All right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of the show. Here's Poppy. An actual Mexican.
Half Peter, all Mexican problem. Next up, we have Ian Brown. Ian. And Zeers.
Do you want this in the face? Do you want to be able to do the move? Do you want to make your move?
Yeah, everybody. Round town. All right, no pressure. By the way, just a big shout out to Billy. I think he crushed it tonight. Absolutely. So I went to eat recently, and I went into a restaurant. And sometimes you order your food, and you always wonder, like, why did you get what's on your plate? Did something go wrong back in the back? And so I ordered, and I went in. It was a Mexican place, and I ordered the burrito meal. And it comes out, and it's got a burrito, and it's got 2 piles of stuff. And both piles of stuff have the same stuff that's in my burrito. And I'm wondering, like, where's the confusion? Typically, the entree doesn't have more entree on the sides. And I was just wondering, like, maybe I should have just ordered 1.5 burritos. So I met someone recently, and I was working on the property she lives on. Big shout out to someone. And she comes home early. Yeah, she comes home early, and she says, hey, shut up, you. Yeah, she says, I got some extra ice cream. Would you like some ice cream? And one thing I've never understood is how can there be extra ice cream? Like, I've never had extra ice cream, but she offers it to me, and I go, yeah, of course you know I want ice cream. So I eat the ice cream, and I love the ice cream, and it was good ice cream. And then later on, I'm packing it up in the evening, and she's like, well, would you like to come in and have some tacos? And I like to read in between the lines, and and there's one thing I know about tacos, and probably most of us know about tacos, is tortillas are shaped like a V, and they're stuffed full of meat. So I kind of have a feeling this is gonna go great. But then I go in, and it just turns out to be a really innocent night, good conversation, and nothing more. But then I start wondering, what's the ulterior motive here? Like, where's this going? What's the plan? What's going on here? And then I say, oh wow, she's really playing the long game. And it just really reminds me of that saying, the way to a man's stomach is through his mouth. So we're taking it bite by bite. And America's got a lot of problems, and we all know this. And the opioid epidemic is just rampant. And just the other day, Johnson & Johnson got fined over $600 million for misrepresenting their opioid products. And unfortunately, this is the same company that makes No More Tears shampoo for children. And unfortunately, it was found that this shampoo contains heroin. But luckily, there's a few steps you can take to find out if your child's been affected. And like most heroin addicts, you kind of lose sight of social parameters and etiquette within the human realm. And so these are the steps to see if your child's been affected. So if you ever notice your child in public grabbing at your tits, stealing all your milk, and taking a crap while looking in the eye, unfortunately he's fallen victim to the J&J cartel. But also, there's some good news. You can easily overcome this. And the steps for overcoming this is immediately throw away your broken child. Celebrate with your family that you dodged this crackhead bullet. And most importantly, enjoy the fact that you can have uninterrupted sex, but this time pull out. So we're going to go a little bit south. We're going to the south side of the U.S., and we're going to go a little east of the Yeehaw. But anyone know about Greenbow, Alabama? Anyone know who comes from there? Anyone? We're going back a little bit, but I saw the movie recently. There we go, Forrest Gump. So we're going to talk about Forrest Gump. We're going back a little bit, but it's still a good movie. So Forrest Gump, I love Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is a great movie, and I always love that he's a slow guy, and he fell ass backwards over so many opportunities, and a lot of people just call it dumb luck. But it's really inspirational, and I do like the movie. But what I don't like is what's up with Ginny. Now, I take issue with Ginny. And if you haven't seen Forrest Gump, or if it's been a while, I'm just going to bring you up to speed with Ginny. Ginny goes like this in a nutshell. She goes, innocent, young, wonderful childhood friend hangs around Forrest. Party girl, high school girl, leaves Forrest. Party girl, college girl, lets him touch her breast, leaves forest. And then throughout the movie, it's sees forest, leaves forest, sees forest, leaves forest, sees forest, leaves forest, sees forest, has sex with forest, leaves forest. Then later on through the film, Ginny comes back, sees Forrest, has a bastard child, contracted HIV, moves in with Forrest, and dies. Now, isn't this a sweet love story? So, I know some of you said bastard child. No, that was Forrest's. But come on. You know, I think it was pretty easy to convince Forrest that that was his child. You know, because he wasn't the sharpest bulb in the drawer. But for all of the rest of us, you know, us smart audience members, you know, take some context clues. Look at the, you know, just look. She was like a party girl. She wanted to be Joan Baez. She's hanging out with the hippie dippies. You know, there's just no way this was his child.
Don't forget suicidal.
And suicide. And so, you know, come on, people. You're smart enough. Sometimes you just got to see the forest through the trees. But there's one thing about Forrest Gump that I loved, and there's one thing about Ginny that I loved, and there's one thing that just really was inspiring to me, and it was a time when Forrest was getting hit on the head with rocks, and these kids are bearing down on him, these bullies, and they're chasing him, and Ginny yelling out to him something. Does anyone know what Ginny yelled to Forrest?
Run, Forrest, run!
There we go. Run, Forrest, run. And wasn't that inspirational and unlikely? But I loved it. You know, I love people who overcome adversity, you know, conquer their fears and all these kind of things. You know, the mind is stronger than the soul and all these kind of things. So, you know, so I wanted to do something like Ginny. I wanted to really help people out there. And so I got really motivated, and I was like, yeah, just be like Ginny, except don't be that slut. And so I went out and I found these people, and I really told them, like, you can do this. And they're like, no, I can't do this. And I'm like, yes, you can do this. And I'm like, no, I can't do this. And I'm like, yes, you can. And I said, if you have to, you will. And they're like, I don't know. And I said, yes, if you have to, you will. And so I nudged them. And what I found is quadriplegics can't swim. But I had hope, and I thought their wheelchair tires would float them. Not so. But even worse was the lifeguards weren't big fans of my motivational speeches. And they were even less fond of my, come on, man, give them 5 seconds, they'll float up. So that didn't work out so well, so then I moved on. And, you know, we all are humans and we try our best out there. And teeth are good for a lot of things. Teeth are good for smiling and eating, but they're not good for oral sex at all. And there's always those people who just think a little nibble is a fun nibble, but it's not. So those people who always have a little bit of temptation, I just want to give you a pro tip. Just think blow pop, not popcorn. But if you're one of those weirdos that love to suck all the butter off of popcorn, then just for you, think popcorn. And this island, we're a lot like a movie. You know, we're going through a lot of drama right now. And there's a lot of things going on. And it's kind of like David versus Goliath. You never know who's going to win and how this is going to play out. So, you know, it's yet to be seen how this works out. But I was wondering, who's a fan of this? Who supports this? Anyone out there? All right. Oh, manapua. And who knows what this means? Anybody?
Mountain.
Mountain. All right. Well, I love it when a haole can teach people something. So this is not mountain. This is punani. This is mountain. Punani, mountain. You got to keep your V tight, folks. So you got to be careful what you're representing out there. But it's good to see the Hawaiians coming together. And And sometimes I just feel like running around and flying up the punani, you know, kind of like a bat signal, see who comes out of the woodwork and congregates around me. But maybe some of you folks saw on social media and the news, like about a month ago, all the protesters were really upset because their building got destroyed on the mountain. Like, state came in and just leveled it. And a lot of protesters were upset and they were crying. And so maybe you're from out of town or off island, you don't know what I'm talking about. But what happened was they built this building. The protesters built this building. And they built this building without permits. And they built this building, the protesters built this building without permits, and they built it on the mountain. And the protesters built this building on the mountain while they were protesting building on the mountain. But that's okay, you know. I am glad to see the Hawaiians coming together, you know, a bit of cultural awareness and all these great things. But there's one thing that really makes me upset, and it really bothers me, and it kind of frustrates me. And the one thing that really bothers me, and I just wish I was that person that sewed. The one person that sewed all those upside down Hawaiian flags. Because they're making a killing. Some people are so business savvy. So I like to eat, and probably most of you like to eat. And I always think that's kind of strange that people say they like food, because I think we all like to survive. But caramelized onions. It always makes me wonder, have any of you ever had caramel? So before I came up here about 2 weeks ago, I was talking to some friends, and they were giving me advice on some subject I should talk about. And one of my friends said, why don't you do that self-deprivating stuff? You're really good at it. And then I was talking to another friend, and not too long later, he goes, why don't you tell them about your little dick stuff? Great, thanks. So apparently I'm looking for 2 new friends. But being single is not easy, and it's not easy being a single guy. It's not being a single woman. It's not easy being any of this stuff. And we're all kind of struggling around. Everyone's got, you know, baggage and, you know, a bunch of characters out there. We never know what's going on with them, and it's really difficult. And so we're all just kind of bumbling through it. And the way I look at it is, everyone's really exciting when you first get to meet them. You know, you see them, and you walk into a new place, you don't know anyone, and it's like, it's so exciting. And the way I think about it like if you're a kid and you go to your friend's house, and you get to go in and look at their toy box for the first time. So you go in, and you don't know what's in there, and you open up the lid, and everything's new and exciting, and you don't know what's in there, and this is going to be great. And so you start digging in and checking it out, seeing what's new, and then before you know it, you're like, had it. My friend had this one. My other friend had this one. This one's not as fun as it looked. This one broke when I touched it. This one's batteries are dead. And you keep digging through it, and you're just discarding, and then and your enthusiasm waning. But down at the bottom of this box, you see something bright, and it's shiny, and it's exciting. So you dig deep, and you grab this thing. And you pull it up, and you're like, wow, this is going to be fun. This is going to be great. Wow, what is this? And you're like, wow, it's like a Rubik's Cube. This is going to be fun. But then you look a little more, and you realize this isn't a Rubik's Cube at all. This is like a 12-sided Rubik's Cube. And every square is like a checkerboard. And it's making these sounds, and it's blinking, and it's obnoxious, and it's irritating. And then you start inspecting it more, and it's missing some pieces. And what you were so excited about, now you're just, you're like, ugh, and you throw it away because, it looks so much better from across the room. But I have a friend, and she was, we were getting to know each other, and we were mostly texting, a little bit of a conversation on the phone, but it was mostly texting, and she was getting to know me, and she goes, well, you seem like you're pretty well put together, and like, you seem like a decent guy. Why are you single? What's wrong with you? And I said, well, the list is long. You don't want to know. And she goes, no, I'm actually really curious. And so I said, well, the list is long, but just to sum it up, typically when I'm around females and we part ways, it's usually because there's a lot of awkward silences. I'm prolifically apologizing. And I have a really, really small down there. And she goes, what? And I say, yeah. And she goes, for real? And I go, yeah. And she goes, little? And I go, yeah. And she goes, but how little? And I'm like, oh, it's little. And she goes, well, maybe you're average and you just think you're little. And I'm like, no, it's no good. And she goes, but no. And she's trying her best to be nice. And she goes, but like how many inches? And I go, well, let me put it this way. It's either in or it's out. And so she goes, like a micro penis? And I say, well, come on, let's not hurt nobody's feelings here. And so then she's like, you're full of shit. No one says this. No guy ever will say this. And I said, well, I'm an honest guy. And she goes, well, I don't believe you. And she's like, send me a picture. And I'm like, well, you're not getting a picture of this thing. There's no magnifying glass. Yeah. And so then something odd happens, and we go back and forth, and something, yeah. It's getting there. And so she goes like Bizarro World happens all of a sudden, and she goes, no way, I don't believe any of this. You're full of crap. You're full of shit. I bet you're big. And I'm like, no. And she goes, yeah, but what kind of idiot would be big and then say he's little? Like, you're probably that idiot. And I'm like, no, not that guy. And she's just getting more frustrated because like her mind is bending. Like I found like the female loophole. You be honest and they just break their brain trying to make sense of this. Because most guys are like, oh yeah, I'm hung and like, oh watch out. But no, I'm just like, no, this is no good. Like just keep moving. And so this goes on and on. She gets more frustrated. And finally she goes, that's it. I'm going to go around town and find someone you slept with, and I'm just going to find it out. And I go, great. Good luck with that. I'm not a Halo man whore. Have fun. So things quiet down for a couple days while Sherlock Bone does her sleuthing. And she calls me back, and she's really mad. She's frustrated. And she goes, I figured it out. I know what's going on with you. And I'm like, I told you a long time ago. And she goes, no, you're full of crap. I bet you're perfect. I bet you have the perfect penis. And now I'm just totally in shock. I'm like, how did we end up here? And she's like, yeah, you're that weirdo. You're that full of shit guy. I know your penis is perfect. And, I'm no dummy. And I know when a conversation ends on a good note, you exit. So I chose to redirect this conversation because this text thread has probably been going on for 5-6 days, and I'm kind of over it. And, it's going my way, so off we go. So I text her and I say, all right, enough about me. What are your thoughts on the female clit dick? And this is the best redirection I've ever had in my life. She totally forgot what we were talking about. And she goes, what? And I'm like, oh, come on, you know. She goes, I have no idea what you're talking about. And the best part about this is within 2 hours, she's in her bathroom trying to find hers. So this goes on, and we're having, whatever. But then a couple days later, she calls me, and it's really serious. And her voice is really, not good. She goes, yeah, my boyfriend found my phone, and he looked through my text. This isn't good. And I'm like, no, this isn't good. And just to clarify, we have no sexual interactions, nothing romantic. This was just an inquiry gone awry that ended up into a very dick-centric text thread. So, it's not good for her, it's not good for me, and it's definitely not good for the boyfriend. Because if you think from his perspective, what he read was, dick, 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 you got the perfect dick. And yeah, the confrontation was inevitable. So, and it really sucked because I didn't even get laid. But, so a few days later, you know, inevitably in huge hilo, we run into each other, and the confrontation, he's like, hey, you know, and he wants to scrap out. He's like, hey, put up your hands, put up your hands. And I go, whoa, bruh, whoa, bruh. I know that is. Bruh, just let me walk away, and I'm going over to this. And so I turned, and I started walking away. And all I heard was, run, Ian, run, Ian. And run I did. So I love life. Life is super funny. 99% of that story is true. And it's always just super entertaining, all the crap that we get into, and just the little things that can be devastating, but if you look at it, it's always really amusing. And I love to take little lessons from life, because there's so many. And this was had no shortage of them. So some of the lessons I learned were, I'm not the greatest motivational speaker. And quadriplegics will never be able to swim. Special Olympics told me to never return. And repping Punani on the mountain is okay in my book. But the last and most important thing I learned was that making a micro-penis statement to a woman creates more curiosity than a kitten with a shoestring.
Right, Ian. And I am still waiting for that dick pic. I need to put an end to this little romantic comedy we have going on. All right. Last but not least, we have Johnny. Johnny! Woo!
Hey.
Sorry, that was totally inadequate for you.
Yeah, be more adequate, microphone stand. This guy. My good buddy Ian was talking about penis size. Yeah. Who, by a round of applause, what guys have measured their penis? Huh? All right. Now, ladies, who's measured their vagina? All right. Seems accurate. I think I know why that is. I think it's because a vagina is hard to measure. You gotta have a good plan. I've got one. Here's how you find out. First, talk to all your dude friends. Get their penis size. And dudes, don't lie about your penis size for this. This is science. We need proper data. Get all those dudes, get their info, get their contact info, get them penis sizes, get them in order of sizes. Organize them. Then organize some dates and get those penises inside you. Just go up the list. Scaling slightly in penis size till it doesn't feel good, then boom, you got your vagina size. Hey! It's a good plan. I'm sure a lot of people are like, hey, why don't you use different size dildos? Hey, don't rain on the parade. You damn Grinch. I was actually talking to a friend about penis size, and I don't know if you know the supposed average penis size. Anybody? It's supposed to be 5.5 inches. Yeah, of course you know, obviously. 5.5 inches is average, and I'm not here to to debate that. I am curious about how this data is collected. I mentioned that to a friend, and my friend was like, duh, doctors get that info. And I have been to the doctor several times, and not once has he or she ever gotten me hard and measured my penis. I don't know if it was because I didn't have health insurance for a while. They were like, I'm not going to measure this guy's penis and then have the chance of not getting paid. That's a lot for a doctor to do. You got to get a ruler and get me hard, and they don't even know what I'm into. So. A little bit about me and what I'm into. I am a bisexual person. Thank you for that whoop, because being bisexual is tough, because, you know, buying sex gets expensive. Hey! Sometimes I'm gonna do jump kicks for jokes. I am for reals bisexual, at least a percentage gay. I don't know if you've ever done that. Assess your own gay percentage. If you'd like to, I've got a plan for that too, much like my vagina measuring plan from before. Here's how you do it. You're also gonna make a list for this one. A lot of lists need to be made when you get home. Here's how you do it. All right. You think of every freaky-deaky sex maneuver you can do with a member of the same sex. Write those down. Order that list from most gay to least gay. Then you assign an arbitrary percentage to each of those items based on how gay you think they are. And then you decide what item you think you're most comfortable with doing. Boom, that's your gay percentage right there. And there I am right there on my list with 20% with watching dicks get hard. Yeah! Y'all ever seen dicks get hard? You got to. They're great. Highly recommend it. They're amazing, you know, they start off really small, sometimes smaller than others. And they get excited and they turn into this big old veiny creature. It's like looking at a bald-headed, one-eyed, paraplegic, Incredible Hulk transform. Hopefully it's not green though, that's, you don't want that. That is not good. But we're all sexual beings fluctuating in our various sexualities throughout our life. So I think it's important when you meet somebody right off the bat, just go and tell them your gay percentage so they know. It's like about Rainbow, we already know each other because you send me awesome memes on Facebook. But if I was meeting you for the first time, it'd be like, oh, hey Rainbow, it's nice to meet you. I'm Johnny Gray. 20% gay. Mostly interested in women, but if they're busy, wouldn't mind seeing what your dick looks like. What's that dick do? If you're curious what else is on the gay percentage list, hell, I'll tell you, what else have I got going on? Hold on, easy. Bub, can we get this one out of here? Zero. I'm trying to talk about 0% gay here. 0% gay. If you are 0% gay, chances are you're closer to 100% gay, because that shit does not exist. You're lying to yourself. 20%, I'll just do the highlights. 20% gay, that's me. Hey, watching dicks get hard. Don't really want to suck on them. Don't want to stick them in any other hole in the body. About the most you'll get out of me is batting it around like a cat toy. And now I'm talking into an erect penis. I don't know why some dude's penis would be this high on. That's a tall dude. Or he's standing in a chair, which is dangerous. Next on the, well, let's see. Let's talk about dick sucking for a second. I mean, I'm not totally opposed to it before I die sometime, but I'm a little nervous about it because I think I'll be pretty shitty about it because I got these big teeth, and my lips. It's like kind of an effort to get my lips around my teeth. So I'll be making like a Bill Cosby type of face, you know? I don't want some dude to have to look at Bill Cosby sucking on his dick. Unless that dude's into it, in that case, you gotta go all out and do the full Cosby impression. I want to suck on your penis like a Jell-O pudding pop. Which, I've been thinking about Cosby so much lately. I'm sure we all know he's in jail because he, drugged and raped several women. But some people might also not know that he was the spokesperson in the 1980s for Jell-O gelatin, which, if you don't know, is made of horse bones. And I ate Jell-O probably 1,000 damn times when I was a kid, not knowing it was made of horse bones. And a lot of other kids did too. And this is the 1980s when a toy was very popular called My Little Pony. So all these kids were playing with My Little Pony, then they'd take a snack break and go eat Little Ponies. And this is Bill Cosby pushing this stuff. And it's everywhere. It's in hospitals, it's in schools. Every adult I trusted gave it to me. And which means Bill Cosby is sneakily sneaking horse bones inside of people. Also sneakily sneaking Rufalin inside of women, not to mention his penis. So Bill Cosby is into sneaking. That's his thing. That's his fetish. He's doing it all the time. Maybe a majority of the population got snuck something inside of by Bill Cosby. I think it's fun for me, thought experiment to imagine Bill Cosby having consensual sex. Because he had a wife, he had girlfriends, and there was probably a time when he was having sex with a lovely young woman consensually, and she was having a great time. Maybe she came a couple times, and she was like thoroughly satisfied, and she turns to Bill Cosby. He's back there. That's where Cosby is. And she's like, oh, Bill Cosby. She always calls him Bill Cosby. Oh, Bill Cosby, you hit me so good tonight. I'm gonna do whatever you want me to do, whatever freaky deaky moves you want. Ghost Daddy. Sometimes she calls him Ghost Daddy because he was in that movie Ghost Dad where he plays a ghost dad. And Bill Cosby, first of all, thanks her for calling him his preferred moniker. And then Bill Cosby says, I would like you to quit wiggling and bebopping around and pretend to be asleep. That's how Cosby wants it. You don't want no consensual sex. Anyway, where were we on that list of gay percentages, huh? Got kind of sidetracked from that. Now let's jump up to 40. All right, 40 is when you're watching that movie, The Notebook, and with Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams, hot and steamy, and you keep imagining yourself as the Rachel McAdams character, which now that I think about it, I might be 40%. Who knows? By the way, sorry to the lady, this is a very dude-centric list. Ladies, you gotta make your own lesbian list, and when you do, link me up to that lesbian list. I'm very interested. Let's jump up to 69% next, which is, surprise, surprise, 2 dudes, 69. Very number appropriate on that one. And then we jump up to 99%. This is almost the gayest shit you could get into. 99%. That is when 12 butt-naked, erect penis dudes are standing in a circle, all facing counter-clockwise or clockwise. That doesn't matter. And they insert themselves into the butt in front of them, creating a full circle of butt-sexing dudes all thrusting and gyrating together like a big old centipede. That's almost the gayest. Speaking of butt stuff, I'm not super into doing the butt stuff. And I think it's because of a very important reason. And that reason is vaginas. Yeah, y'all check those out. Good. Yeah, those are good. I mean, they typically taste and smell way better than buttholes. And they're self-lubricating, so you're saving money on lube, so that's economical. And with all those reasons, I would hate to diss the vagina and go hang out with some asshole next door. That's not cool. I'm also not that into butt stuff, things in my butt. I have had a couple fingers in there, not like at the same time, but like two different times. And on both of those occasions, I've received mixed results. And they were both during blowjob times, and one time, the first time, was one of the hardest orgasms I've ever had, and the next time I cried, not because it was painful, but because it turns out that's where my emotions are. I was wondering. They've been there all this time, all these decades. Because I'm not a very emotional person. I've probably cried only twice in the last decade. Once because of that movie, the Pixar movie Coco. Woo! And the other time was because of that finger in the butt. So. Where were we on the gay percentage scale? We just did 99. Okay, we're at the big one. 100% gay. Hope everybody's ready. All those freaky deaky moves have built up to this. 2 dudes getting married, adopting some kids, getting matching sweaters, spending their lives together in harmony. Wow. So gay. That shit is so gay. 100% beautiful. This might be a little awkward segue for this, but my family's here tonight. They're not gay. They're my parents are shout outs. This is their first time on the Big Island or any of these islands, so we'll be accepting any secret spots we need to visit if you want to tell us after the show. All right, don't tell us. I'm very excited to have them here because they're great parents, and they're actually the time I cried the hardest in my adult life was back in 2004 on the phone with them right after I got out of college. They spent $1 bajillion on my college, and I got a job at CC's Pizza. And, I was feeling really shitty about myself, and looking back on it now, it might have been because I was eating so much CC's Pizza. They're really sweet and talked me through it. And that's a beautiful thing about family. And that's also a beautiful thing that so many same-sex couples can get together more freely now. And I guess in part we have the Supreme Court to thank for that, even though it only took them several centuries and was never any of their goddamn business to begin with. But thank you, Supreme Court. Supreme Court is a really funny entity to me because I have taken the liberty, pun intended, of making a list myself of all the supreme entities in this universe. And here we go, here's the list. Number 1, the Supreme Court and those Supreme Court justices. Number 2, Taco Supreme. Number 3, Burrito Supreme. Number 4, you guessed it, Nacho Supreme. Number 5, let's mix it up a little bit. These Supremes with Diana Ross. Good band. They're not around anymore, so we're back to Pizza Supreme. So basically the only Supremes in this universe is the court and items you can get at a food court. And some people say there is some type of supreme being, but we might not know if that's a real thing until we die. But also, we're not going to know if Taco Bell and Pizza Hut is real food until we die. So probably because it kills us. It's such a weird job. If you become a Supreme Court justice, no matter how good or shitty you do your job, you get to keep it for life. And the only other job that I can think of that provides that kind of job security is being king. And I'm not talking about being a monarch, I'm talking about being Larry King. That guy is never going to not be on TV. He's going to live forever. The Supreme Court decided that gay people should be able to marry each other because they studied the law and they saw that in our society we try to treat everybody equally, no matter who you are. All people. And then they studied gay people and they decided those are people. Which is a big deal for the Supreme Court because they have a hard time determining what is people. You might remember a decade or so ago they had the Citizens United decision where they said that corporations are people. Which I think is great because, hopefully in the future, hope of hopes, dream of dreams, finally, one day, gay people will be able to marry corporations. That's going to be so wonderful. Neil Patrick Harris will be able to marry Walmart. They also decided that, because corporations are people, they have freedom of religion, and there was that whole thing a few years ago with Hobby Lobby deciding that they were going to cut women's birth control out of their health insurances because they believe in the Christian God, and the Christian God doesn't want women controlling their births. And I know a lot of people were upset about that, but I do have good news for anybody that was upset because pulling out is still free of charge. And I'm pretty sure that's Mother Nature's birth control because Mother Nature didn't really give us any other option as far as that goes. I don't think the timing and the pulling out, that's all that she gave us. Because I've been to the health food store and I looked to the contraception shelf and on the all natural section, there's not a goddamn thing. What's going on? There's nothing on that shelf. I know in public school, a lot of people were taught that pulling out method doesn't work all the time. And I think that is because instead of like pulling out properly, some dudes are failing to pull out at the right time and trying to blame the method instead of blaming themselves. And that seems to be the main problem with the pull-out method. Dudes pulling out, which I can kind of understand because not pulling out feels the best. There's nothing you want more than just to stay in that very comfortable, good feeling spot.
Just bang an old broad.
It's kind of like when you gotta wake up for work in the morning, and your alarm clock is going off, and you don't want to get out of bed. You just want to be in that bed where it feels so good. So you keep hitting that snooze button on the alarm clock, and you keep hitting it, and you keep hitting it, and you keep hitting it, and you keep hitting it. And then the next thing you know, you didn't pull out of bed in time and your girlfriend's period is late from work. Well, that was my big ending, unless anybody's got any questions for me. This is the question-answer portion of the show. If anybody has any questions, I'm here right now for the next 5 seconds. Otherwise, Poppy,
Are you single? Pull out.
I am single. I am pulling out. We've already covered that.
But how big is your dick?
How big is my penis?
Is it small?
My penis is super small.
Let's see it.
Keep thinking about it. Hey, thank you all for coming. This has been a really fun show. Thanks to Poppy for putting it together and Bob for having us in this place. It's so cool. And thanks to my parents for giving birth to me. Right there.
Alright, stand up so I know who you are. Let's see. Okay, you must be so proud. Good job. Money well spent. And apparently, I did the little gaydar thing and figured it all out. And I'm like 10% gay because I'm not into vaginas. I barely tolerate my own. And again, I don't know what to do with my fucking hands. All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming to our show, and give another round of applause to the comedians. They were fucking amazing. Right on, you guys. Right on. And drive safe, or like maniacs, whatever the fuck you want to do. Have a good night. Thank you.
Keep on clapping up for Poppy Mojito. Keeping this thing rolling. Nice work. She's so damn nice. Thanks again for coming out to Kukuau Studio on a big, beautiful Saturday night. We're home of the Sunday night open mic and the Monday night jazz jam and the Tuesday night life drawing. If you guys want to help us be extra Pono neighbors and not hang out in the street, that'd be really great. We're going to be making enough attention here pretty soon when that Panda Express opens.
We're gonna park there.
It's going to be, yeah, go ahead and park. Order a wonton to go and put your receipt on your dashboard and then park there. I think that's fun. If you guys haven't had a chance to catch the door at the door, because I was running around being the door guy and other things, feel free to catch me. And you're welcome to hang out as long as you like, meet some new friends, and kick
Give
it.
him some
because-
fucking money, people.
Love you guys. Have a blessed night. Aloha.